Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I previously posted a video of the first Inktober prompt from last year, and I know what you guys must be thinking. Several months have already passed by, but I believe it's never too late to share your art and inspire someone else. So let's get straight into it. The first prompt was spider. I had this idea for a stained glass jewel that incorporates the spider within, inspired by those amber stones that have insects trapped inside for millions of years. Spiders are normally negatively associated, and so I wanted the colors and design of the drawing to be bright and colorful, resembling the colors and patterns you see used in the sugar skulls for Dia de los Muertos or Day of the Dead festival in Mexico. After painting the previous piece in gouache and a whole lot of mixed media, I felt that I wanted to go simple for this piece, hence I used Copic markers to bring the stained glass look to life. Doing this made me feel like a kid again and made me feel quite calm and relaxed after completing the illustration. I also had this last-minute idea to draw spider webs as an attachment of the drawing to the page, and I think it worked wonderfully. On to the next prompt, path. Prior to starting this piece, I brainstormed different meanings of the word path, and it made me ponder about my journey ahead. One of my favorite spots for reflection is by the water. This piece captures a girl by the evening lakeside, featuring her trusty companion, her dog. The water symbolizes guidance, paving the pathway for her reflections and revelations. Kind of like an intuitive path, which is what I might name this piece. It's about trusting intuition and finding answers within ourselves. I'm currently using the Holbein Acryla gouache as I did in the previous video, and I'm truly enjoying the beautiful colors and textures it adds to the painting. I'm big on experimenting with different art media, so I decided to incorporate this set of paints into the challenge, which has been quite a learning and intuitive experience since we're on that topic. I'm using gold watercolor paint to outline the painting to suggest that this is a mirror or a looking glass. So here's the final piece, and up next we have golden. This was the prompt I was really looking forward to. I like to start by applying a base wash of the main color to set the foundation for each painting. It helps me decide where to place the other colors and makes the process a lot easier. Golden brought to mind a golden phoenix, and I wanted to capture the themes of fire, ambition, and love in this painting. So, although the reds appear to take precedence in this painting, I actually wanted the color to support the gold shimmery watercolor I add towards the end of this painting. I aim to show the duality of an animal and a person with the phoenix, symbolizing immortality and hope. The girl's mask represents rebirth, adding a touch of mystery inspired by masquerade parties. I love how the reds, oranges, and yellows are coming together to mimic the fire. Colors truly bring joy to my heart, especially when they create such magical moments in my paintings, just like this one. If you completed Inktober last year, you might have noticed that I skipped a few prompts. I had ideas ready for each one, but with my shift work and full-time commitments, it was tough to keep up. So I focused on the thumbnails and ideas that excited me the most. They say it's best to draw what you love and feel passionate about, and that's exactly what I did. It helped me stress less and concentrate on the prompts I was truly excited about. Hopefully, this year I'll be able to tackle the entire October prompt list or even create my own list and stick to it. So this is the final piece. It was definitely one of my favorite pieces I painted in October. I really enjoy the enchanting vibe of October and Halloween, so naturally I chose a pumpkin as my theme. I adore the cozy, warm and orangey red atmosphere of October, and that's exactly what I wanted to capture in this artwork. So I decided to illustrate the scene of a girl in a pumpkin-spiced latte mud bath that was a mouthful, as her hair drapes the contour of the cup and the bath steams smokily above and around her. Towards the end of the painting, I struggled to bring the bath to life as I imagined, so I took a break and played around with the painting on my iPad. After some trial and error, I finally painted the steamy mud bath I envisioned. Sometimes while making art, you get a sudden idea that doesn't quite match your plan, but you decide to go with it. I then decided to take it up a notch and created a cool gif with the steam from the mud bath flowing up through the air. I was happy I followed my intuition, as doing that added the magical touch I needed to elevate this piece. For Toad, I aim to capture the mysterious beauty of discovering a hidden cave behind a waterfall. Stone has multiple planes of flat edges and corners that give it its form, so I used a mix of black and brown paint, adding blue and sienna brown for cooler and warmer tones to give it that stony appearance. It's something I picked up while working on this piece. As I kept pushing through this challenge, I took some time to think about areas where I could improve, like different art styles and techniques that can make a piece stand out. Things like using light, shadow, and color theory effectively. I made some notes on the side during the process and after, and I always make sure to look back at them during breaks to work on these skills. I also reached out to an artist I admire for feedback on a few pieces, and her suggestions were really helpful. Getting another person's perspective can really push you to do your best, and I'll definitely continue this practice, and I recommend you doing it as well. As I imagined the cave, I wanted to add a touch of mist rising from the pool to create that blue-greenish glow of a hidden cave. I used my iPad to achieve this effect, and I'm happy with how it turned out. It was enjoyable trying to figure out the shadows and the highlights of the caves, and I'm excited to experiment more with stone carved drawings in the future. For this piece, I found inspiration in the movie Up and the whimsy of a bouncy castle. It reminded me of a scene from a Barbie movie I adored as a child, featuring a magical castle in the clouds where the characters painted the sunset. Drawing from these memories, I aimed to create soft, bouncy clouds that resembled a house in the clouds, much like the ones in Up. To achieve this effect, I used the Prismacolour pencils and a white Posca marker. I really enjoy combining different art supplies to create a unique look that complements each other perfectly. Throughout this challenge, I kept reminding myself why I wanted to do it, so I wouldn't get discouraged or think negatively. My main goal was to get comfortable with a new art medium and have fun while doing so. I tried my best to make each piece look the way I imagined, but I also realized I still have a lot to learn before I can create art like my favorite artists. The other lesson I learned is that practicing regularly really does help you improve and discover new skills you didn't know you had. Looking back at last October, I noticed I was getting better and more excited about each new prompt. So if you stick with it, I guarantee you will see great progress as well. And on to the next prompt, and the last one for this video. I was inspired by the idea of a wheel of fortune and thought about making it magical. I pictured a pocket watch leading to or representing the fortune that a person is seeking for. The wheel's design was initially inspired by the moon's craters and spherical shape, but I ended up liking the worn-out look of the watch's glass instead. To create the concentric circles on the clock face, I used this drawing compass. It's called an iris. I've seen it used by a few artists and wanted to try it out as well. Definitely was very useful for this drawing, and it almost looks like it could be part of the drawing. I added color pencils over the paint to give the glass cover a rusty, textured appearance like old watches. I really love the classic look of pocket watches, and I have a small collection of them in my room. I've always been fascinated by them ever since I first read about them in Alice in the Wonderland and some mystery novels as a kid. Drawing one for this challenge was really exciting for me. There's just something magical about them, and in the mystery novels that I used to read, they always had something hidden inside or served as clues to solve bigger mysteries. Finally, I used a bit of gold watercolor to add shimmer to the metallic parts of the pocket watch. I love how magical this is looking in the sunlight. I'm using some gold colored pencil and marker to add those final touches and make the metal shine. And here's how the finished piece looks. So that's all for this video, you guys. Comment below which piece was your favorite. If you haven't already watched the first video, I'll link it up here and in the description below. Check out my other videos while you're at it. I'll have the third one, which is the final part, coming out soon. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!